Hello friends, myself Dr. Nidhi Darbari in My Education Treasure. Today in my present video I am going to explain the model lesson plan of teaching economics. First of all, you have to write the general information, which is also called the marginal entries or preliminaries. In this, you have to write the lesson plan number, name of the school, date, class and section, period, subject and topic, and duration of the period. So, in this plan, I have written lesson plan number as 1. After that, I have written the name of the school, that is Government Girls High School. After that, I have written date, that is 24/3/25. In class, I have written 9, and in section, I have written C. The period is third. After that, since my teaching subject is economics, I have written economics, and my topic is factors of production. Lastly, the duration of my period is 40 minutes, so I have written 40 minutes. After the preliminaries, the aims of teaching economics have to be written. In the heading Aims, I have written that aims and objectives of teaching can be put under two headings: general aims and specific aims. General aims are related to the subject. First, I have written the general aims, which are to make the student able to know the impact and consequences of British rule on Indian economy. The second aim is to make the students able to acquire knowledge of various economic terms like various definitions of economics and economy, capitalistic, socialist and mixed economy, developed and developing economy. The third aim is to make the students able to understand the various causes of population explosion, consequences, and its various remedial measures in India. The fourth general aim is to make the students aware about institutional setup and main sectors of the Indian economy like private and public sectors. To make the students able to understand the various causes of poverty, unemployment, price rise, inflation, and their remedial measures. The next aim is to make the students able to understand the economic explosion of consumers, rights of consumers in the society. To make the students able to understand the complete infrastructure of the Indian economy like transport and communication network, power and irrigation, and various monetary and financial institutions. The next aim is to make the students able to understand the significant contribution of agriculture to national income, employment, state revenues, industry, food, equipment, and trade. The next aim is to make the students able to understand the mutual relationship of agriculture and industry and a balanced industrial structure, the importance of small and large scale industries and its various regional disparities and future aspects of industrial development. The 10th aim is to make the students able to know the importance of foreign trade in Indian economy, its volume and composition and direction of exports and imports. The next aim is to make the students aware about the role of state in the promotion of economic development and other terms like fiscal and monetary policies, economic planning and its need, objectives and various strategies, and the whole economic development under the various 5-year plans since independence of the country. To make the students able to draw various types of diagrams, tables, charts and graphs used in showing data on the various aspects of Indian economy, and to develop the attitudes of the students towards constructive social and economic development of a nation as a whole. Here I have written about 13 aims of teaching economics for pupil teachers' convenience. But pupil teacher have to write any 5 aims most suitable to the topic in his or her lesson plan he or she is going to teach. Next comes the specific aim of teaching. Specific aim of teaching is related to the topic. I have written this as to make the students aware of factors of production. After the specific aim, method of teaching will come, in which I have written lecture method and explanation. Thereafter, techniques of teaching economics will be mentioned, in which I have written question answer technique. After the technique of teaching economics, teaching aids will come. In teaching aids, I have written that a chart depicting the factors of production will be shown to the students. After the teaching aids, previous knowledge will be mentioned, in which I have written that students are aware of economic activities. Now we come to the introduction. I have prepared 5 questions which are very simple, related to each other based on the previous knowledge. The last question can be problematic, which the students may answer or they may not answer. My first introduction question is, what is an economic activity? The students will answer that any human activity that is carried out in exchange for money or the value of money is referred to as economic activity. The second introduction question is, give an example of economic activity. The students will answer that workers in a factory, for example, are motivated by the desire to make a living. The third introduction question is, give an example of non-economic activity. The students will answer that non-economic activities are motivated by emotions such as love, sympathy, or humanity rather than by monetary gain. The fourth introduction question is to compare the economic and non-economic activities. The answer given by the student will be that it is the most significant distinction is that economic activities are carried out to meet human requirements, whereas non-economic activities are carried out in order to satisfy psychological needs. The fifth introduction question is, name the basic economic activities of an economy. This is a problematic question which the students may answer or they may not answer. Here my expected answer is production, consumption and capital formation are the basic economic activities of an economy. If the teacher student gets the answer, then he will proceed to the statement of aim. If the student teacher does not get the answer, he should tell the answer to the class and proceed to the statement of aim. The next is the statement of aim. In this, the teacher clearly tells the students that they are going to study the particular topic. I am going to say that today we are going to study about a lesson, factors of production. Now we come to the presentation of the lesson. The lesson will be presented in 2 units. First, I will deal with Unit 1. Now, we will divide the plan into 4 columns. The first column is for subject matter. In the second column, we will write the teacher activity. The third column is for student activity and the fourth or the last column is for blackboard summary. Now in the first column of subject matter, I have written the main points of the teacher's statement, that is production and factors of production. In the teacher activity column, the teacher's statement has to be written, which is as follows. Production. It is a process of combining various inputs to make something for consumption. Production is an outcome of economic activity. For making or producing something, we need some tangible and intangible materials. These materials are the various factors of production. Consider a simple example of paper crafting. To make an origami, we need paper, money to buy it, and the most important technique of folding. The next is factors of production. Anything that helps in production is the factor of production. There are various factors by means any resource is transformed into a more useful commodity or service. They are the inputs for the process of production. They are the starting point of the production process. Factors of production are the parameters which affect the output of production. The students will listen carefully to the teacher's statement. After the teacher's statement, one developing question will be asked, that is, name the different types of factors of production. The student will answer that the factors of production have been categorized into four types: land, labor, capital, and entrepreneur. After the developing question, teacher's statement will continue, that is, land. It refers to all natural resources. All natural resources, either on the surface of the earth or below the surface of the earth or above the surface of the earth, is land. One uses the land to produce goods. It is the primary and natural factor of production. All gifts of nature, such as river, ocean, land, climate, mountains, mines, forests, etc., are land. The payment for land is rent. The students will listen carefully to the teacher's statement. After the teacher's statement, another developing question will be asked by the teacher. What are the characteristics of land as a factor of production? The student will answer that land is a free gift of nature. The land has no cost of production. It is immobile. The land is fixed and limited in supply. After the developing question, another teacher's statement, that is, types of land, will continue. The land is of following types: residential, commercial, recreation, cultivation, extraction, and uninhabitable. Now we come to the comprehensive question of first unit. The first comprehensive question is, what do you mean by production? The student will answer that it is a process of combining various inputs to make something for consumption. The second comprehensive question is, what do we need for making or producing something? The student will answer that for making or producing something, we need some tangible and intangible materials. The teacher will ask the third comprehensive question, that is, what is the primary and natural factor of production? The answer given by the students will be that land is the primary and natural factor of production. The teacher will now ask the fourth comprehensive question, what is the payment for land called? The student will answer that payment for land is called rent. The fifth and the last comprehensive question is, what are the different types of land? The students will answer that the types of land are residential, commercial, recreation, cultivation, extraction, and uninhabitable. Here, a note is worth mentioning that the teacher will write the answers of all the comprehensive questions on the blackboard and ask the students to note them down in their copies. Now we come to the second unit of the plan. We will again divide the plan into 4 columns. The first column is for subject matter. In the second column, we will write the teacher activity. The third column is for student activity, and the fourth and the last column is for blackboard summary. Now, in the first column of subject matter, I have written the main points of teacher statement, that is factors of production, labor, capital, entrepreneur. In the teacher activity column, the teacher statement will be written, which is as follows. Labor. All human efforts that assist in the production is labor. This effort can be mental or physical. It is a human factor of production. It is the worker who applies their efforts, abilities, and skills to produce. The payment for labor is the wage. The main characteristic of labor is it is a human factor. One cannot store labor. No two types of labor are same. The students will listen carefully to the teacher's statement. After the teacher's statement, one developing question will be asked, that is, name the different types of labor. The students will answer that different types of labor are unskilled, semi-skilled, skilled, and professional. After the developing question, the teacher's statement will continue, that is, capital. Capital refers to all man-made resources used in the production process. It is a produced factor of production. It includes factories, machinery, tools, equipments, raw material, wealth, etc. The payment for capital is interest. The main characteristic of capital is that it is man-made factor of production. It is mobile. It is passive factor of production. There are 3 types of capital: fixed, working, and venture. After the teacher's statement, another developing question will be asked: who is an entrepreneur? The answer given by the student is, an entrepreneur is a person who brings other factors of production in one place. After the second developing question, another teacher statement will continue, that is, entrepreneur. He uses them for the production process. He is the person who decides what to produce, where to produce, and how to produce. A person who takes these decisions along with the associated risk is an entrepreneur. The payment for entrepreneur is profit. The main characteristics of entrepreneur is he has imagination. He has great administrative power. An entrepreneur must be a man of action. An entrepreneur must have the ability to organize. He should be a knowledgeable person, and he must have a professional approach. Now we come to the comprehensive questions of second unit. The first comprehensive question is, what are the characteristics of labor? The students will answer that the main characteristic of labor are, it is a human factor, one cannot store labor, no two types of labor are same. The teacher will put forward the second comprehensive question, that is, what is the payment of labor called? The answer given by the student will be, the payment for labor is called the wage. The third comprehensive question is, what is capital? The student will answer that capital refers to all man-made resources used in the production process. The fourth comprehensive question is, what are the types of capital? The answer given by students will be the different types of capital are fixed, working, and venture. The fifth and the last comprehensive question is, what are the characteristics of entrepreneur? The students will answer that the main characteristics of entrepreneur are: he has imagination, he has great administrative power, he must be a man of action, he must have the ability to organize, he should be a knowledgeable person, he must have a professional approach. Here, a note is worth mentioning that the student teacher will write the answers of all the comprehension questions on the blackboard and ask the students to note them down in their copies. Now we come to the recapitulation. The first recapitulatory question is, what do we need for making or producing something? The student will answer that for making or producing something, we need some tangible and intangible materials. The second recapitulatory question is, what are the different types of land? The student will answer that the types of land are residential, commercial, recreational, cultivation, extraction, and uninhabitable. The third recapitulatory question is, what is the payment for capital called? The student will answer that the payment for capital is called interest. The fourth recapitulatory question is, what does capital refers to? The students will answer that capital refers to all man-made resources used in the production process. It is a produce factor of production. It includes factories, machinery, tools, equipments, raw materials, wealth, etc. The fifth and the last comprehensive recapitulatory question is, what does the entrepreneur decide? The students will answer, he is the person who decides what to produce, where to produce, and how to produce. If you found the video to be informative and interesting, I request you all to please give a like to my video to motivate me, share it with others, and subscribe it so that whenever I upload a new video, you will get a notification. Kindly comment to inspire me. After the recapitulation, classwork will be given. I have prepared fill in the blanks for classwork. The first fill in the blank is, for making or producing something, we need some dash materials. The answer is tangible and intangible. The second fill in the blank is, land refers to all dash resources. The answer is natural. The third fill in the blank is, all human efforts that assist in production is dash. The answer is labor. The fourth fill in the blank is, dash includes factories, machinery, tools, equipments, raw materials, wealth, etc. The answer is capital. The fifth fill in the blank is, the payment for entrepreneur is dash. The answer is profit. Now we come to homework. I have given one question for homework, that is, write in short about the 4 factors of production. Thank you very much for patiently watching the video, and don't forget to comment.